How's it going, summoners, and welcome back to another ProGuides Wild Rift video. My name is Kirks, and for today's video we're going to take a look at how to counter the meta in 2.4a. With all the changes that happened, it's quite an interesting patch to see what has changed. So let's get to it. First up, we got probably the weirdest pick you can imagine on this list. Ramus the Armadillo. With the big recent patch in mind, we've probably reached the strongest state of AD carry ever. They've got a big selection of new items and they're all OP in their own regard, and let me tell you, they really do be hurtin'. So what about your little friend Ramus when it comes to attack damage carries? This champion is an absolute speed demon in terms of rotations, and his passive grants him up to 100 movement speed plus 115 from his power ball. Luckily for him, he even got a nice little jungle clear buff that helped him get through the scuttle crab way earlier. But now, let's talk about why this little fella is so busted against AD carries. As you all know, Mr. Ramus gains an absurd amount of armor and a bit of magic resistance from his second ability. Pairing that with Aftershock and the ability to force an enemy target to attack him make him the living nightmare for every carry. So you shouldn't be surprised when this guy just rolls at you and then jumps on top of your head. And then there's only one thing that's waiting for you: death. So this champ is also excellent into comps that are not easily able to kite you. You'll stick on them like glue and they'll either die to you or die to themselves because of the damage reflected. Whichever way it goes though, you can never be angry when you play this champion. You're rolling around and you make AD carry players angry. What else can you wish for? A Sunfire Aegis buff? Come on, that would happen. Before we continue with today's video, make sure to check out our Discord in the description below. We're running a lot of giveaways and regular community events there, so if you're into that, you should definitely come by. However, there's always another side to a story, and when we talk about Ramus, we also have to introduce the recent love for the Gargoyle enchant and the overall tankier champions. With their rise, there's one champion that is growing in popularity as well, and that is Vayne. She excels at focusing a single target and really sends them back into the fountain quite fast. For this champion to work though, we advise pairing it up with an enchanter support, like for example a Lulu. Thanks to the new items, she can build items such as Blade of the Rune King into a Solari Charge Blade. With that, she gains tons of attack speed and can permanently reset her Solari stacks thanks to a low cooldown on Tumble. Now if you add a Lulu to that mix, you'll see the opposition melt in front of your eyes. Even the Ramus. Poor guy, but that's how it goes. Nevertheless, you should be very careful when you opt to picking Vayne. Your laning phase isn't the most potent and your auto-attack range is quite small, so unless you're absolutely confident in your own ability to carry as a 2v8 tandem, practice in normal games first. Other than that, it's completely up to you to dominate through the mid and late game with that champion. Alright, let's take a small break for our question of the day. What is the next skin you're going to treat yourself to? I just bought the Darkstar Kha'Zix skin and it's quite the beautiful skin, so I can't really regret that one. But whatever skin it is you want, let us know in the comments below. The next champion on this list comes in the form of Jax. He is yet another champion that has been forgotten over time due to him being not as good or strong as the other picks. However, that has changed now. He's got some thick buffs and he's now packing a punch while being able to absorb quite the amount of damage. So whenever you see an enemy top laner who is a melee champion and is just not Fiora, give this weapon master a chance. He'll definitely take time to get used to just because of his more than clunky first ability. But that alone won't stop you from absolutely wrecking your opponent in extended trades. For items, you can just go Blade of the Rune King into a full tank build, and unironically, Sunfire Aegis is one of the best items for this champion. The bonus health from Sunfire and the bonus resistances from the ultimate ability make him way sturdier than he might look. And even worse for the enemy is the fact that once you're on top of them, there's little they can do to defend themselves. He'll spin his weapon around to make sure to avoid all auto attacks, up until to a point where somebody just ends up being stunned. Then he can stack his passive and conquer super fast, and then the enemy is already close to dying. Here comes also a little trick for Jax. Try and auto-attack a minion twice and then jump onto the enemy. This way your ultimate ability's bonus damage applies instantly and you're one step closer to victory. So in essence, it's similar to just playing TF and playing around his third ability. We've all seen it happen since Alistar and Braum received some major nerfs to their kits. Enchanters are flourishing in the Dragon lane. But what do we do about them now? Well, actually, the previously mentioned champions have been nerfed, yes, but those nerfs didn't really put them out of place. The players who decided that the nerfs were impactful enough to not pick those champions did. Therefore, in actual reality, they are still more than fine and the best choice to pick into those pesky enchanter players. Abuse their weakness and punish them for their sins. Most of them even forgot how it feels like to face an Alistar. So make sure to show them what happens when you mess with the bull. Otherwise, you can pick any engaged champion you can think of, be it Leona or even an aggressively played Braum. All of those feature the same ability of getting an enemy enchanter killed once they step up a bit too far, which in all honesty, they do all the time. Alright, for the last one we have yet another special one. The meme champion of this game, at least for the longest time. Master Yi has gotten some doping and is now an actual champion in combination with the newest items. Especially if he's paired up with the Lulu mid lane, he can surely become scary as hell. To make sure though that he just doesn't run over your team, it's important to draft a lot of crowd control against that champion. Cause Master Yi is only scary if there's nothing that is able to stop him from running for your team. Pick up a Galio, an Alistar, or a Braum, maybe even a Jax. Anything that features CC is fine, and then stack it. Don't let him get away with picking Yi, at least not in your game. Keep that in mind and never forget it. And with that, Yi will never turn into a problem, ever again. That concludes today's video, and thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel to never miss anything Wild Rift again. See you soon.